Good morning, students. In the previous lecture, we have learned that SI unit is chosen as a standard unit. So, in this lecture, we will learn why or what are the features because of that we are selecting a standard unit, and what are the advantages of the standard unit. So, the first one is that it should be of the suitable size, means whatever the standard unit we are selecting for the measurement, it should be of suitable size. It should neither be too longer or too smaller. Okay. Second point, it should be accurately defined. Whenever we are defining some units, some standard units, what happens in that certain complexities are there. So that complexity should not be there in defining a standard unit. Okay. Third one is that it should be easily accessible. Accessible means it is easy to handle. Fourth one, it should not change with the time. So with the passage of time, these quantities should not change. Fifth one, it should not change with the changing physical conditions. Sometimes what happens due to the change of pressure, temperature, so these quantities change. So the standard unit should not change with the changing physical conditions. Okay. Now, advantages of the SI system. It is a coherent system of unit. So the coherent system, you should know the meaning of the coherent system. Coherent system means when we are changing a quantity, from the fundamental to the derived, what happens? Either multiplication or division of a fundamental quantity, derived units are obtained. Here numerical factors are not introduced. For example, we know that speed is equal to distance upon time. So SI unit of speed is meter per second. So meter is a fundamental, second is also a fundamental. So by dividing second, we got the derived unit for the speed. Okay. So here numerical factors are not introduced in changing one system to the another. So this is said to be a coherent system. Numerical factors are not introduced. Remember. Second is it is a rational system of unit. Rational system means one unit for a particular physical quantity. For example, for all the types of energy we have assigned in SI system, the SI unit is joule. Whereas in the MKS system, what has happened? In the mechanical energy, the unit is joule. For heat energy, unit is calorie. For electrical energy, unit is kilowatt hour. In this way, in MKS system, different units are assigned for the different type of the energy. Whereas in the SI system, for all the types of energy, only one unit is there. That is why it is said to be a rational system. Next is the absolute system. In absolute system, actually you know that there are two types of systems are there. One is the gravitational unit and second one is the absolute unit. So in the absolute unit, the factor G is eliminated. Okay, the factor G is eliminated. Just say for example in this one kgf, kilogram force, SI and gravitational unit of force is there. So here the factor G is there. So that factor is eliminated in the SI system. Fourth one is that it is a metric system. A metric system means here in order to convert, we are let us understand this through an example. Suppose 1 meter is there. So in order to convert change into centimeter, we are using certain factors, numerical factors. So this is said to be a metric system. 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeter, 10 to the power 2. 1 kilogram is equal to 1000 grams, 10 to the power 3. In this way, certain numerical factors are used for conversion. So it is said to be a metric system. Remember, note one or two things. First thing is that SI system is applicable to all branches of the physics, whereas MKS system is confined to the mechanics only. Okay. SI system is applied to all the branches of the physics, whereas in MKS system is confined to the mechanics only. Second point is that in India, the length, mass and time, their care is taken through, means the definitions. Who will take care about the definitions of the mass, length, time? That National Physical Laboratory in India that take cares for all these things. Okay, thank you.